What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. This is Motion Hoops, and today I'm going to give you my NBA awards predictions for the 2021-22 season. Doing this is actually pretty hard because there are so many factors that could come into play that we don't know about, and it could change the race for these awards. Most of the time, the people who win these awards usually come out of nowhere and we're all surprised by it. I mean, just look at last year. Who outside of Denver had Jokic winning MVP? Not many people. How many people had Julius Randle taking the leap that he did? Maybe some Knicks fans, but that's it. You just don't always know how these awards end up turning out. But regardless, it's still fun to make these predictions before the season and look back on them and see how they ended up aging. And that's partly why I wanted to do it. Also, this is just my opinions, so your list won't look like mine, and that's okay. These things are subjective. Before we start though, if you're watching this video, there's a pretty good chance that you're not subscribed to the channel, so if you haven't already, I would appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button for more NBA content like this. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to drop a like. It makes a big difference in helping this channel grow, and I would greatly appreciate it. That being said, let's get into it. Here are my NBA awards predictions for the 2022 NBA season. So for Coach of the Year, give me Monty Williams of the Phoenix Suns. I really thought he was going to win it all last year given the surprise with how good they were last year, but the Knicks were the bigger surprise, so Tom Thibodeau ended up winning it. But with the run that the Suns had last year, people really got to see Monty Williams and how he operates as a coach, and man, he is good. I think that with more eyes on the Suns and the fact that this team is probably going to be near the top of the West again, I don't see why not give Monty Williams the award. He's been a very well-respected coach for years now, but with him now coaching a team that went to the finals last season, he should be a favorite. I do think, however, that there are multiple coaches that you can make cases for, and that's why this pick was actually harder than expected. Guys like Quinn Snyder in Utah, Eric Spoelstra in Miami, and heck, even Steve Nash in Brooklyn. These are guys that you can say have a good chance at winning the award too. But my guess is if the Suns get a good enough seed, Monty Williams will be the Coach of the Year in 2022. So for Sixth Man of the Year, I have Jordan Clarkson of the Utah Jazz winning the award back-to-back. Clarkson easily deserved the award last year with how impactful he was off the bench for a Jazz team that had the best record in the league. It was cool to see him finally thrive in a role that worked so well for him, and man, he was really good. I mean, he is an excellent scorer off the bench, 18 points a game and 35% from 3 on 8 attempts a game. I'm pretty sure he even had a few 40-point games too last season, so yeah, he's a bucket for sure. And I think that with the Jazz being a really good regular season team, especially because they rely on their shot-making ability, it gives Clarkson the opportunity to thrive in the second unit. And that's honestly why I don't see much competition for this award. The only people I could see having a chance is Jordan Poole with the Warriors and maybe Tyler Hero with the Heat. But other than that, I think that the Sixth Man of the Year award is Jordan Clarkson's to lose. And honestly, I think he has the ability to be in the same tier as guys like Jamal Crawford and Lou Williams when it comes to being an incredible role player and winning Sixth Man awards year after year. And as long as he can do what he did last year, to me, he's a lock. Most improved player, for me, honestly, I think this is going to end up being OG ANUNOBY of the Toronto Raptors. I know I'm not the only one who feels this way, but I really think he's going to take a leap this year. The Raptors are basically in a semi-rebuild after losing Lowry, but this team has a lot of young talent to be excited about. And ANUNOBY is one of those guys who I think is going to see his role on this team significantly increase. Honestly, it already did last year, and it's what led to his numbers jumping. He went from 10 points a game to 16 last year, and I think that it could potentially go up to around 18 or 19 this season. And he can definitely do it considering his shooting isn't too bad. And if he can add more to his offensive arsenal and be more efficient from the field, I think it will be huge for this Raptors team. If he can take the attention off of Fred VanVleet and Pascal Siakam on offense, this is another thing that is going to be really good for him and this team. And we already know that he's a very good defender, so to me, he's just primed to take a jump this year. I wasn't sure how to feel about ANUNOBY on the Raptors, but after watching some clips and hearing what other guys have said about him, I'm jumping on the hype train. And I think that he will be this year's most improved player. You can make a case for guys like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Colin Sexton, Kevin Porter Jr., Michael Porter Jr., but for me, I'm going with OG ANUNOBY to win it. Now, Rookie of the Year is really hard to predict because we don't know how these guys are going to look at all since we have nothing to go off of. But one thing I do think will happen for sure is that this award is basically going to be a two-way race between Cade Cunningham and Jalen Green, the top 2 picks in the draft. I think these two are going to have solid rookie seasons, and it will be a very close call for who wins that award. but I think in the end, it's going to be Jalen Green of the Houston Rockets. What I've noticed with the Rookie of the Year award recently is that it usually goes to the guy who has the best stats on paper or the one who generally gets the most buzz. I think LaMelo Ball and Anthony Edwards are a perfect example of that. But when I think about who I think will have the best stats and the most highlights this season, honestly, I think it's going to be Green. I think that with his incredible scoring abilities, he's going to have some really good games and you just say, wow, that kid is special. I also think that because of how bad the Rockets are, Green is going to get more opportunities to be successful as opposed to Cade, because the Pistons still have some talent on that team, so you're not going to have to rely on him all the time like I think the Rockets will with Jalen Green. So yeah, when you combine the scoring talent and the opportunity on that team, I think that he just barely beats out Cade Cunningham to win the Rookie of the Year. This one might be a little controversial, but yeah, I think Anthony Davis will win Defensive Player of the Year this season. And I know that's hard to believe considering the fact that it seems like he just can't stay healthy all the time, but I still think he can do it. He's already said that it was something that he's wanted to win for the past couple of years, and he has gotten close. The biggest reason I think he will win it is because the Lakers are going to be playing him at center, which is something that he has been reluctant to do before. But with this new team trying to adjust with each other, AD at the center will benefit this team so much. We saw how good he was when he was playing center in those bubble playoffs. I mean, he was everywhere. He shut down Jokic, Adebayo, like, these are good centers, and I just think that this role is going to be more natural for him and he can just do what he does best, because when he's healthy, he is an incredible defender. And maybe this is just me being optimistic about him being healthy and this Lakers team being really good, but I think Anthony Davis will finally win the Defensive Player of the Year award that he has wanted for a while now. And to me, as long as he's healthy, I think he'll be the one who gets it done. Now look, I know I said in my MVP video that Luka would win MVP, but I have changed my mind. Just for me thinking through it more with these potential candidates, I'm sold on Giannis Antetokounmpo winning his third MVP this season. I think that the momentum is on his side, coming off of an incredible playoff run and an all-time finals performance. I think he's just going to continue his dominance. The Bucks are a really good regular season team, and honestly, if they had the #1 seed last year, Giannis probably would have won it over Jokic. But I think that this year, with how hungry the Bucks and Giannis specifically are going to be to want to go back and win it all again, they're not going to slack off in the regular season like some championship teams typically do. I just don't think Giannis is someone who won't take off or take a step back. And maybe this might be a hot take, but I don't care. I'm going to let it fly. I think Giannis will have a season that is so good that he will be the second player ever to win the MVP unanimously. I think he will have that good of a season. Now look, I will probably be wrong about the unanimous thing, but I just have this hunch that it's possible with Giannis. So yeah, despite all of the candidates that I talked about in that video and their chances, I am now a firm believer that Giannis will win his third MVP award this season, and it will be special. Again, I could be wrong, but this is what I'm going with, and we're just going to have to wait and see how the season goes. Alright, that's going to wrap up the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please be sure to leave a like. Who do you think are going to win these awards this season? Be sure to let me know in the comments down below. And if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe for more NBA content like this. Thank you guys as always for your continuous support, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.